A very good afternoon from the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium in Johor Bahru. It's getting a little bit grey overhead. I'm sure the floodlights will be on shortly as we head into Game 2 on Day 2. Match 5 overall in the tournament as we see India taking on the Republic of South Africa. Both of these teams having not played an international match until yesterday since the Junior World Cup, which was held at the end of 2021. Both of them having a good day yesterday. Well, South Africa, they didn't get a victory, but obviously it was a good workout for them, and they are here for the experience and to find out exactly where they are. They're not able to get together in a camp, whereas, of course, India, all the players stay at the Sports Authority of India in Bangalore and train together most of the time. So two very different prospects for both teams, and certainly India looked the best team, I'd have to say, on day one. They look slick, they look fit, they look fast, and they managed to put away their chances. Well, turning our attention to the team lineups, and I can tell you that number 20, Ankit Malik, will start in goal for India. And they just look really lively. Bobby up front wearing the number 5. Amandeep Lakra in defence looked really solid. And Amandeep, his namesake, wearing the number 10 shirt moving forward, always looked good. I mentioned Bobby. I meant the Bobby number 11, actually. There is obviously Chandra Bobby Puvana is the number 5. And, of course, their captain, Uttam Singh, yet to get amongst the goals, but, again, always very dangerous when going forward. Turning our attention to South Africa. And again, they had some really positive moments in the game yesterday. Talking to their coaching staff, they were saying, yes, they turned over possession a little bit more than they would have liked. But I thought that Nathan Ansell showed a lot of promise. So too, Cameron LaForester. Ross Breitenbach showed that he is really someone that's going to try and compete at all times. Also thought that Diakala had a really good game in goal. Yes, he might have been at fault, possibly with a couple of the goals, if you're going to be really crucial. But he also saved plenty of goals for them. It's just those connections that they need to improve on today. And they're really going to have to work hard against a very fast Indian side. India, coached by C.R. Kumar, who was, of course, the assistant to Bhaskaran at the 1998 World Cup in Utrecht. He also took over as coach at the 2002 World Cup when Cedric D'Souza was sacked during the tournament, which was one of the strangest decisions I think many people in world hockey have ever come across. But that's what happened, and you can't change history. South Africa, well, they're coached by Guy Elliott. He is the technical director of the South African Schools Hockey, and also is the Northern Blues head coach in Northern Gauteng around Johannesburg. And he's doing it for pretty much absolutely no payment. He loves the sport, and he wants to see South Africa climb the ladder and get back up where it deserves to be. Currently, they are probably the best team in Africa. Egypt might feel differently, but certainly they just need some funds to give them the chance to play in more tournaments like this and not have to fundraise themselves, and also to be able to have a camp themselves in their home states so that the players can get together and actually train together. Well, I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing all of the action with you in this game. And it should be, well, you would think it should be a fairly easy day at the office for India. But anyone that follows sport will know that South Africans are proud to their core, and they will never give up, and they will really look to do their country proud. But they are going to have to really struggle, I think, today, because India are a very well-drilled side, and they look confident and they look fit. And I can tell you that the temperature is still, well, the temperature itself has dropped. The humidity is still fairly high. I don't think it's as high as the 70% it was during the last game, but we're probably still in the 60s. So that will again be a test for the South Africans, playing just in that humidity and having to cope with it, especially if India make them work really, really hard. I'd like to just acknowledge our sponsors who've made this live stream possible. And that is Project Innovations Private Limited, an independent consultancy company providing project management services covering all stages of a construction project from its inception through to construction and completion. And then we have Ong and Ong. Their home is in Asia with over 600 staff in 7 countries: Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Mongolia, Myanmar, Vietnam and Thailand. And they have an intimate knowledge of modern living. And then we have Grandwork Interior. They are trusted by many well-known and established retail and commercial brands globally, with clients from more than 44 cities and in 20 major countries. And let's not forget our good friends at Griffin, who've been in the game since 1983. If you want to make an impact in your hockey, make sure you go to the Griffin website at griffinhockey.com. And of course, some of these players for India have played in what was known as the FHE Cup. It's going to be known as the Griffin Cup in 2022, organised by Griffin and Hockey Western Australia in Perth. It is an under-16s and under-14s tournament, and they're looking to try and make that the top tournament in the region to match this one, which is, of course, the top competition in Asia for under-21s. Well, the umpires down below are waiting for the players, and then they will lead them out. We have Ahmed Berhamuddin from Malaysia and Jaden Pearson, the man from Tasmania, who used to have a real wild beard, and I was asking him this morning whether he trimmed it specially for his international debut here. He said he didn't. He trimmed it earlier than that, but great to see him being given the opportunity. And umpire Ahmad Berhamuddin hails from Kuantan, which is, of course, very near the border with Thailand. So the umpires given the nod to lead the players forth onto the pitch. And always sporting smiles and handshakes from the players. A fist pump there from 2 of the players. Obviously now handshakes have... well, they went out of vogue for a while during the COVID pandemic, but I think slowly they're coming back. And we will just see that gradually come back as the world gets back to normal. Well, certainly it's getting very dark here, and we do hope the floodlights come on shortly. But the players will line up across the centre of the pitch, and then we will have the formal proceedings of the national anthems. And first will be the national anthem of India, Jana Gana Mana. And now we will have the national anthem of South Africa and Nkosi Sikelel' Afrika. Well, two very emotive national anthems, and I must admit, having been fortunate to commentate in India, if you're at a packed stadium when they play that, it is something really special. And of course, Nkosi Sikelel' Africa with Zulu, Afrikaans and English. Again, a unified national anthem, and of course all these players having never grown up during the apartheid era, which is fantastic for the country. They are the future of South Africa. And they are the future of South African hockey if they can merge together and really work as a unit. Certainly they're committed. There's no doubt about that. But this will be a really tough test for them today. And as long as they keep learning in this tournament, well, that's the only way they're going to improve. They did really well in the second half against Great Britain, did not concede any goals, but talking to the coaching staff again, they were saying there were a few mistakes that they would love to iron out, and today will be just the test if they can reduce those errors, especially the turnovers in possession. So, the men's senior team, Amastoka is their nickname. The Australian under-21s are known as the Boroughs. The senior team is the Kookaburras. Just wonder whether someone can come up with a nickname for the South African under-21s team. India looking like they're ready to do business. Really want to win their third Sultan of Johor Cup in 2022. So they will be on par with Great Britain, the team that beat them in the last two finals before the COVID pandemic. So we're just waiting for the whistle. Seem to be waiting every game for the whistle to get things underway. The players are ready. The umpires are ready. Just the official timekeeper. And looking across to the sideline. I think wondering what the delay may be. And the Indian players just jogging on the spot, trying to stay loose. And Bobby will get us underway. Goes back to Rajinder. And India throw it high and long. Watched all the way. Brought down well inside the circle by Calvin Davis. That will give him confidence early on. Was Carter. Carter dispossessed though. Great tackle coming in that time from Amandeep. Uttam now, their captain. Good tackle as well from South Africa to win it back. That was good play, in fact, coming from Breitenbach. And a nice turn as well from Hans Neertling. Breitenbach, as I said, really competitive player. Really impressed me in that first game. Comes from Krugersdorp initially in the Gauteng region. Carter, who was playing more in the midfield role, seems to have dropped back into the defensive line today. Sure, that is a tactical player, a tactical move rather. He is a player with huge raps in South Africa. Again, his success to get onto the path to the under-21s, Homevale Hockey Club helping support him financially. Something he says he's eternally grateful for. Lovely turn on the far side from Bobby, but South Africa defending well. That was really well stepped out by Neertling. And a free hit to South Africa. I know it's a cliche that you've just got to play every minute in games like this and just try and get through 5 minutes without conceding. Then a quarter. And then the same in the second quarter. Cutting infield again there was Breitenbach. And it will be his free hit. Taken almost from the wrong place by Josh Davies. So in the end he leaves it to Carter. To Davies. And Davies just played it straight into the stick of Bobby Singh. And now it's broken kindly for Rajinder Singh. Out wide it goes. Bobby Singh will collect that. Looks to now take on Calvin Davies. In the end, has to go back. Through the legs. Wonderful pass. And Sharda now had Amandeep Lakra wide. Decided to go back into the defensive line. Rohit will receive it again. He has Sharda to his right. Decides to throw it into the air. Amandeep Lakra brings it down and fires it into the circle, but too narrow. A willing run inside the circle from India, but not able to get on the end of it was Bobby Singh. Khadar again. Just ricocheted that time off the stick of Nietling. Falls kindly for Amandeep Lakra. Amandeep plays it back into the defensive line, thrown out wide onto the left-hand side now. And the free hit will go India's way. Hundal leaves it instead for Rajinder, who also leaves it. It's played forward in the end by Amir Ali. Rajinder. Rohit now. Pushed wide right into the corner, trying to slide the pass into the circle. Penalty corner given against South Africa, and there were querying looks. And the challenge apparently from Khadar not acceptable according to the umpire. That's why the penalty corner awarded. So India with their first penalty corner. They had a 50% conversion rate in their game last night against Malaysia. They scored 2 from 4. Vishnukant makes his way down to the baseline to inject for India. Amandeep, one of those doing the stopping. Sharda is at the second battery. Amandeep Lakra at the first. Goes to Sharda, and it's gone wide of the target. In fact, it took a deflection off the first runner. So good defence by South Africa. So a long corner to India. Amandeep plays it back. Rohit will end up with it eventually. Comes wide to Rajinder. Rajinder again, a good pass to the baseline. Good work by Bobby inside the circle, working his way. But then he was just shielding the ball and not allowing the defender the opportunity to be able to make a tackle. And that's why we've seen a free hit awarded to South Africa. So they can breathe easy for a few moments, but they're going to have to be switched on again. Josh Davies goes back into the defensive line. Played forward this time by Calvin Davis. Will be collected by Sharda. India carry it out. That was a really good tackle coming in that time by Mutalane. Short pass pushed forward, and Simons couldn't get the ball across the circle. India, confident as ever, just flick it out, and it will go out over the sideline. So it'll be South Africa ball. Get the chance to launch another attack. Josh Davies just being told to take it inside the 23. Comes back now to Neil Rath. Into the circle. That's gone into the body. It'll be a penalty corner, South Africa. Well, they won their first penalty corner. They didn't manage to convert any. They had 0 from 3 in their game against Great Britain. Is this their chance to break that duck? Done well to win the penalty corner. It would mean so much if they could convert it. Mutalane makes his way to the baseline. Neil Rath waits at the first battery. Calvin Davis at the second. And just looking for the clock for the penalty corner to count down. Will it be Rath or will it be Davis? They go to Davis. Davis flicks, goes straight into the first runner. It's going to be a long corner. Went off his hand, and he's wringing his hand in pain. In fact, it's going to be a 16, I think, because deemed to have caught Rohit a little bit high. His hand must have been obviously above his knee. I think it was probably between knee and hip. Again, good communication from the umpires. Lovely turn from Shada. Just drops the ball back. South Africa again working hard in the forward line, putting pressure on. Comes wide to Amandeep Lakra, mistrap from him. South Africa looked to play on, almost given away there, but the ball will break kindly for Josh Davies. Davies driving through the middle, and off the pads it goes to the keeper, long corner. So every moment like this we'll just see South Africa's confidence raise. Played out wide this time by Damien Knott. Comes back again to Neil Rath, who mistraps. He's going to have to struggle to keep that one in play. He's going to be put under pressure. Throws it to the air again. Should be India ball, but not trapped. And the ball breaks kindly for South Africa. Angled shot. It's gone in! Simons has the opener for South Africa. It was a great ball played in initially by Le Forester, but Simons opens the scoring for South Africa, and they take the lead against India. Well, Rath just threw that one forward. Cameron Le Forester did really well after the Indian defender missed it. And then in it went, and Marvin Simons, right on the spot, fires that one home. So South Africa have the lead in the 7th minute of this match. Well, that is a feather in their cap. Still, obviously, a long, long way to go in this game. But that will do them the world of good in their confidence and their development as a side as well. So, South Africa have done well. And Le Forester again has shown that he is a forward that can make things happen. And South Africa seem to produce exciting forwards. Another under-21 player who's not here, Kasim, who's going to be playing at the Sultan Aslan Shah Cup, which will be the week after this. He's one of those exciting players. Again, just because he's under 21, the workload and his time available to play for both teams, but he has apparently said he is available for the World Cup, but playing for the national team next week will be huge for him. Great opportunity. South Africa coming back, but then there was an obstruction there, just stopping in the way of the attacker coming forward. Shada had to stretch, slips, and the ball goes out of play. Well, we've seen what might be classed as an upset today as Japan beat Great Britain by 2-1. John Bleeby saying that they always seem to have